Hey guys, Dr. Ina and Dr. Maha. We are here for you today discussing the subject of the integrative approach to anxieties, depression, obsessive compulsive disorder, sadness, or just not feeling yourself. So I'm going to give a word to Dr. Maha, and we will continue talking about the technique that she's doing on the patients, and the patients are receiving really positive results without taking any medications.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ina.
You're welcome.
So what are we offering? It's called Integrative Somatic Healing, and it combines mostly two methods of healing. Most people have heard of somatic healing, and the premise of that is based on the work of Dr. Stephen Porges, that trauma and any event that maybe somebody will say that's not traumatic, but it was traumatic to the child, or an event that happened, at that moment the body has a physiological response.
So let's go into detail about the traumatic event, because sometimes people think death is a traumatic event, but taking a toy from the child is not really traumatic. So can you go in depth about what do you consider traumatic?
So there's something called big T trauma and small t trauma. So the big T, obviously, accidents, life and death issues, really bad experiences, you know, like death of a loved one, or witnessing a death, or going close to death, or having a grave illness. These are considered big T. You know, wars, those people come back with post-traumatic stress disorders. So these are the big T's, and they are traumatic experiences that will elicit a physiological response, right? Like, you're a human being, you have physiological response.
And what is the physiological response?
So, good question. So there are, according to the polyvagal theory, we have, before that. So you have a nervous system, right? You have your brain and your spinal cord. Yeah, I know. Well, you're too smart, you must have one. And so that's like, it's called the central nervous system, which has the brain and the spinal cord. So these are the nerves that are concerned with, you know, feeling touch, and you have control over them. And then you have the other part, which is called the autonomic nervous system, which is auto, right? Auto, which means you don't control it.
Is it the same thing as, like, a lot of our patients ask us about vagus nerve?
Yes.
Okay.
We're coming to that. So the autonomic nervous system has two parts. Okay, the sympathetic, everyone knows the fight and flight. You know, when you are in danger.
Yeah,
right?
let's imagine like a lion attacking you.
Yeah.
So the sympathetic nervous system turns on.
Yes. Yeah.
But in today's society, our sympathetic nervous system is on a lot, and that's what the problem is creating,
yes,
right?
Yeah,
okay.
That's the half. So in nature, right, when we were old, before, like you had, when you are in danger, you have two options. You either fight or run away, flight, right? That's what our understanding was. So most people in society are stuck in the fight or flight. Their adrenaline is high, their cortisol is high, they can't sleep because they're in that state. Because the body, as you said, in modern society, we don't have a lion, but we have the lion now invisible, like we could lose a job. There's not enough money. I'm worried about my kid. You know, this is the kind of the modern threat.
So the modern lion is not enough money, or not enough of something that keeps you in a very stimulus.
Of, and you know, wars, there's so many wars, all these ongoing things. So that's half of it.
So I'm sorry to interrupt.
Sure.
So when patients are coming to us and say, can you correct my sleep? So we truly don't have to correct the sleep, because sleep is the end result.
Exactly.
We need to correct the sympathetic nervous system that is to calm you down while you're not sleeping. So when it's going to be time for sleep, you will be sleepy and you're going to be sleeping all night.
Yeah.
Correct?
That's true.
Okay.
So the new, I mean, it's not very new, but relatively new part of that now is the vagus nerve. So that's the parasympathetic part. And nobody was really paying attention to what does it mean when the parasympathetic is not in balance. The focus was always on the sympathetic, the fight and flight. So what happens when the parasympathetic is working well?
So what is parasympathetic?
It's the opposite part. So just like the sympathetic part is the fight and flight, and it's not a bad thing, right? Like if you are in sports, you want to go on an adventure, you need the sympathetic to be active, but that's healthy sympathetic.
Okay.
So the counterpart of that would be the parasympathetic. That's the one that gets active when you are resting, when you're going to sleep, when you're digesting your food.
So that's why we feel tired after a good meal, especially like Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Turkey has a lot of L-tryptophan.
It's true, yeah.
So we're yawning, we
Yeah.
want to lay down,
Yeah.
we want to watch a movie.
Yeah,
So that's pretty much where the parasympathetic
Parasympathetic, yeah.
takes place.
Yeah. So the vagus it goes up, it goes down from the brainstem, and the reason why it's called vagus, it's Latin for vagary, and it means the wandering nerve, because it's one nerve, but it connects with all the organs, like the lungs and the heart and the diaphragm
stomach,
and the
yes.
stomach and the intestines, and most of its fibers are actually taking information from the body to the brain, 80%. So when the body is out of balance, the third state, which when you're faced with danger is freeze, right? They've been talking about it. The one who's responsible for the freeze is the parasympathetic. So how does that manifest? People are frozen, depression, fatigue, no motivation. They're just constantly tired, right? They're like, there's no zest in life because they're frozen, right? That's the freeze state.
So the freeze state is a very dangerous state. And if you feel like you're losing motivation, or for days, I mean, there are days where you lose motivation and then this motivation is coming back. That's a different thing.
True.
But if you're losing the motivation day after day after day, you shouldn't ignore it, because you don't want to be living in a frozen state.
Yeah, that's true. So, and the nice thing about all of that, this is tied to the physiology of the body. I think that's the missing piece that a lot of therapies have, is that they keep thinking of the way you feel as something here separate from your body. But the truth is, the reason why you're in that state is because of how your body reacted to the moment of stress or small traumas. We didn't talk about small traumas, I'm sorry. So small traumas, for instance, a kid gets bullied in school. That's a trauma, right?
If he gets bullied in school 1 or 2 days, that's a small T. But imagine if the kid gets bullied the whole year.
Yeah,
it
that's
becomes
trauma.
big T.
Yeah. Neglect in the house. The parents are busy. They're working all the time. It's not that they don't love the kid, but they don't have either the energy to express, or they don't know how to express their love, and the child feels ignored year after year. That's a trauma, right? And that makes them feel unsafe in the world, and it makes them and that feeling of unsafety get locked in the physical body.
So it makes so much sense what you said, that I'm extremely excited to actually try on myself.
I can't wait.
Yes, because at my age, I had big T's, I had small T's, I have very big T that I'm sure it locked in my body and needs to be released.
Yeah.
Not only for myself, but actually for people who surround me.
That's true.
Because we're all in one field, and if I get to carry that load in my body, I'm sure it transfers into my daughter or my husband or my mom.
Absolutely.
So I'm extremely excited to have you in the clinic and let people know that there are ways how to balance.
Absolutely.
Your sympathetic, parasympathetic, get rid of the frozen state in a very easy way and very relaxing way.
Yes, very.
So it doesn't have to be through medications, surgeries, some kind of electrical current state that, you know, can be traumatic as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So I can't wait to try it, so I can give like a personal
I'd like to have you
personal
like
testimonial.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But I can tell you that my husband tried it 3 times with you, and he's actually 50% a different person.
Better, yeah.
Yes, and it's not only during the therapy that he feels good, he actually can feel much better after with days.
With days, yeah.
On.
Well, that's the point, right? So the other name for the vagus nerve, which is why Dr. Stephen Porges now, like, he brought this to us, is he called it the social engagement system. So imagine if you're frozen, right? You're frozen. You're not going to be able to connect with people, right? Because you're like withdrawn. So to be able to have social engagement, you need to be able to step out of that state. And this one of the things that people have overlooked and focused a lot on the fight and flight, which is still there, but it was missing this piece. And in the session when you come, it's not talk therapy. I'm not gonna, you see, it's not talk therapy. We're gonna focus on the sensations in the body, and when needed, we can visit memories, and we can change them or take the edge from them, so that they don't keep running in the background of your being, causing you that stress.
This is incredible, because we have a lot of people right now, like I see on the social media, they do regression therapy, they do psychotherapy. There are so many different therapies that address that. But what I love about you, that you have 2 worlds.
Yes.
You're a medical doctor, and you are an, I would say, alternative practitioner who actually addresses depression, anxiety, and a lot of traumatic things from the holistic standpoint as well.
Absolutely.
So you're covering 2 worlds, which is not a lot of practitioners do.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
If you feel like there is a need of ketamine IV and
available.
to do integrative, then you guys can receive that. If you think that ketamine is not an option at this point, you can do integrative and then add ketamine when there is a need to it.
It's true.
So it's a very unique approach, and I'm super, super excited that we can help so many people.
I love this place. That's why I love Ageless Body Clinic, because as you said, we have the medical and we have the alternative, and we have, like, it's like a dance, right? We have both of them available, and people can have one or the other or both in the way that fits them.
Yes. So anybody, if you have, guys, questions or comments, or you had something in the past, or maybe some of the therapies that you tried in the past disappointed you, or you expected one thing and it turned out to be another thing, give it another chance, because every practitioner is different. Every practitioner has its own unique style. So just don't lose hope, and we're here for you to help you and to manage you as much as we can. But it's never just up to the doctors or the clinic. It takes 2 to tango.
Yeah, it's a partnership.
It's a partnership. So if you're ready for the partnership, and if you're ready to truly change your life without masking anything, let's do it. And we are here. You know, you get different people, different ages, cultures. So there is approximately sessions, like how many of them in general you think can make a difference?
So it obviously depends on the person and the level of the state of functionality they have. But anything you come for would be at least 5. That's the minimum. But the majority of people, based on what I've seen, would need 10 and maybe more.
Okay.
You know, the tough cases might need 20 or 30.
So for better understanding of how many sessions everybody needs, we need to set up a consultation, an evaluation, and the evaluation will not take 5 minutes. The evaluation usually takes an hour or maybe longer, depends on what we're discussing. And we need to narrow down the problem, not just in general depression. We're going to get to the root of your depression.
Exactly.
By also using technologies like a bioresonance and scanning and devices that will help to narrow down where is this depression coming from and what organ of the body is affected the most.
Yeah. I love the fact that we can add technology to this work.
Yes.
Right? We have that as well.
So it's a beautiful, comprehensive program that I truly believe and I truly feel like it's going to make a huge difference in this world.
Yeah. Well, so come to us.